Hi, my name is Kara Hines, and I am currently a superstar consultant with the Cincy family. Over the last 2.5 years, I have definitely passed out my fair share of business cards and catalogs. I've shared my personal Cincy story with close friends, family, and even strangers trying to recruit someone to my team and to expand my team so that I could be more successful. That is not what this video is about today. Today, this video is about the now what. After you've done all of those things and after you have recruited someone to your team, now what? Now what do you do? So I'm sure we've all, if you've ever recruited someone on your team, we've all kind of gone through the same process. You meet someone, like I said, a close friend or family member or a stranger, you share your personal Cincy story and how it has affected your life in a positive way, and you share what may make it successful for them, why they would want to sign up, what would it do for them in their lives, how would it be a good thing for them to do. Now, after all this is done, you probably sent them home with some literature, maybe a host join brochure, a catalog, something like that, and left them with your story so that they could contemplate it and think about it, maybe discuss it with a spouse or their friends and family to see if they think it might be a good fit for them. Now, if all goes well and they do decide that they want to sign up and they do want to take this journey with you and join your team, and they'll probably call you, text message you, something like that. And if you're anything like me, then there's a few things that follow after that. I call this the yay moment, the exciting moment where you find out that you have expanded your team. Someone is interested in signing up and they want to be a part of the Cincy family, but not just the Cincy family. They want to be a part of your team. They want to be on your team. If you're anything like me, it goes a little like this. The first thing I do is I run into whatever room my husband's in, and I, am excited, and I tell him, yay, we expanded our team, we have one more team member, and we're really excited about it. It's just one way for us to be more successful in our business that we're trying to grow. The second thing that I do for sure is I call my upline or I text my upline and tell her the exact same thing. I'm so excited, I've expanded my team, I have a new team member, and we do our happy dance and, move on. Lastly, and we all do this, I'm sure, we send our new recruit off into the sunset, wish them the best wishes ever, hope they have a great Cincy business, and everything goes as planned, and then we sit on our couch and watch TV and think about whenever they become a director and they make us thousands of dollars, right? Absolutely wrong. That is 100% wrong. Jack Welch actually says that before you're a leader, that your success is about growing yourself. But once you become a leader, your success is about growing others, other people on your team, other people that help to make you successful. Now, as difficult as recruiting may seem, and trust me, I know that it can be. I understand that you're going to get 1,000 no's before you get a yes, and that's okay. And as hard as it may seem to do that and to get out of your comfort zone and recruit, recruiting is actually not the hard part. And the hard part starts after someone signs up. That's when we get the real party started, whenever you're actually growing someone and molding them to be a successful consultant underneath you and actually providing them with the right tools and things to make them be successful. We as their upline have that obligation. We have to provide them with the right tools, because if we don't, then there's no possible way they can be successful. Now, Cincy is my part-time job, but as a full-time job, I'm actually a hairdresser. If I went into my salon and I had a client that came in and I had no scissors, I had no foil, no color, and things like that, then there's no possible way that I could do my job successfully. There's no way that I could give them the result that they wanted if I don't have those proper tools. And Cincy's the exact same way. If we sign someone up on our team and just say, okay, great, thanks, that's wonderful, and we never talk to them again and we never communicate or give them those tools, then we're basically just setting them up for failure, and that's not what we want to do here. So in this video, I'm going to give you a few tips to what I do when I sign someone up, just to help them be more successful in their business and in turn help me to be more successful in mine. One of the first things that I like to do with my team is just be available. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to be on the phone with them 24/7 or speaking to them every single day. I understand we all have families and we all have obligations that are not our top priority. I mean, Cincy's our business, but our family and our other priorities come first, and I understand that. But what I'm saying is that if you have a new recruit and they're calling you and asking you questions about how they do things or where they can find something, we need to be available to answer those questions. And if we don't have the answers, it's totally fine. But ask your upline or look on your workstation and at least provide them a place where they can go where they can find the answers to those questions. Now, as far as the things that I do as soon as I first sign someone up, I really like to offer to host their launch party for them. What this does is it not only it shows them that you want to be a part of their business and you want them to start out with a bang and really have a successful launch, but what it also does is it shows them how to have a party. So in the future, when they are wanting to have a party for a friend or a family member or something like that, they've seen one done, and so they know the steps to take to have a successful party. And so I always try to do that. The other thing that I do is when I have someone sign up, I like to offer them a few of my catalogs, a set of my mini testers, so that they can actually go ahead and get started. Now, Cincy's really good about usually getting us our startup kits within 2 to 4 days, and they really try and get those out quickly. But when someone signs up, they're really excited at that moment. You don't want them to lose that excitement. You really want them to feel like they're getting started instantly. So I like to meet up with them the day they sign up and give them those tools so that if they want to start sharing with their friends and family and collecting some orders, that they can kind of get started on their business. Now, the thing is that you have to remember when they're sending you these questions that even though it may seem trivial to us because we do it day in and day out, that at one time we were new consultants. We didn't know what a host-based minimum was or what a perpetual party reward was. And so when they call you with these questions, pretend like it's your first time, when you very first started out, when you didn't know anything, and that's how you need to approach those questions that they ask, because they need to know from the very beginning, just like we started at one time. Now, the second thing I really like to do for my new consultants is I really like to set goals for them as soon as they sign up. Now, I know this seems like you're pressuring them or you're pushing it on them, but realistically, people really like to have something to strive for. I encourage my consultants to hit that shooting star award because they don't feel like they're just floating by in their business that first month not knowing what they're doing. They're really striving towards that number that you're giving them. And sometimes I offer like an incentive or something if they hit it, just something that I provide personally just so that they feel like they're really working towards something. If you get them to start off with a bang in that very first month, it almost seems like it's easier for them to continue that momentum on. And the third thing I really like to do, I really like to be a good example. Someone asked me at a spring sprint one time, are you being the type of consultant on your uplines team that you would like to have on your team? Basically what that's saying is your new consultant is looking to you on ways to be successful. They're going to look at you, and if you don't have the in-season catalog that's available right then, or the scent testers that are available that month, or if they're calling you and saying, do we still have this scent, and you're like, I don't know, because you haven't researched the new catalog, you're not being a good leader because you're not giving them a good example of how to run their business. You can't expect someone to be completely successful for you if you're not doing the same thing for your own business yourself. So I try to make sure that I'm always a really good example. Now, I know that growing your team can seem very exhausting at times and tiring, and you may feel like you're putting in a lot of legwork, but trust me, if you do these things and you provide them these base core skills, eventually you're not going to have to do that anymore because they're going to be so independent that they'll be able to do all of these things on their own and grow a team of their own where they can do these things as well. And it'll all turn around 100-fold, and it's going to, benefit you more in the long run. Now, when I first signed up and I didn't know these things, I've had a few recruits who've come and gone, and I think after I've applied these different things in my life and in my business, that I've seen my business grow more successful. It's just all around been a great thing for my business. So before we get off here, I want to leave you with one thing. Striving for success without hard work is like trying to harvest where you haven't even planted. Now, if you've ever been to a leadership training or a Cincy function, you've heard the phrase, planting a seed. We always want to plant a seed to get these new recruits that are on our team. But if we plant a seed and then we never nourish it and we never water it and we never take care of it, then it doesn't matter. You can get 100 consultants to sign up on your team, but if you don't provide them the tools to be successful, not only for themselves but for you, it's not going to do anything for anyone's business. So make sure that if you're doing this and you're really serious about recruiting, that you're really nourishing those new consultants and making them have the most successful business that they possibly can be. I hope that this has been helpful for you, and I thank you for listening. Have a great day.